There are some scenes that are engraved so deeply in the fleshly tables of my heart and mind that I will never forget. When my mother passed, my brother loved her so very, very, very much, which we all did, and he wanted only the very best for our mother. And when we were at the cemetery, and they were getting ready to lower her casket into the grave, I said to my brother, he had macular degeneration and he couldn't see well. I said, I wish you could see the lid to her vault. It's so beautiful, it's a shame to put it in the earth and cover it. He said, where is it? He always called me Ping. Where is it, Ping? Take me to it. And I slipped my arm through his, and he walked over, and this stately man knelt on one knee and took his hand and felt of the lid to see the engraving of this beautiful wreath and her name and her dates. I will never forget that. Another scene I'll never forget is when Brother Matthew Knopf and Jenny had little Matt, and he was born with a deficiency in his little body. And I think it may have been the first time that they brought him to church. If not, it was when he maybe the second or third. And we were singing, and Matthew took this little tiny baby in his arms like this, and crying came and laid him in his arms on the altar and prayed. I will never forget that. That's a father's love.
Yes.
I don't want to tell you Brother Dean's all of his testimony, but I don't think he would mind me sharing with you. Monday morning when we went to that hospital room, I was so happy. I was so happy. If you knew the stress that the family has lived under for the last 6 years, and especially the last year of their life, that Sherry would give Dean whatever treatment he took at home, and dialysis treatment at home 6 out of 7 days a week. And they told her in 3 minutes, if the tube came out, in 3 minutes he could bleed to death. Can you imagine doing that for your spouse under that strain 6 days a week? And when we went in that room, I said, oh, I am so happy. I'm so happy you're getting a kidney. And the presence of the Lord was so great. And the doctor came in and said, talked to Dean and Sherry and said, you know, we're getting ready to take him to surgery. And Dean, with a broken voice like mine, said, Doctor, come here. And the doctor came to him to the side of his bed, and Dean said, Doctor, this is going to be the best surgery you have ever done in your life. And he said, Brother Marlow, come here. And Dean had a hold of the doctor's hand, and he said, Doctor, this is my pastor, Brother Marlow. Brother Marlow, would you lay your hand on his hand and pray for him and for this surgery? I will never forget that. And I will never forget the presence of the Lord that was there, and how great and how wonderful it was. And that was just one of the miracles. There's so many, many miracles, and like I said, I don't think he would mind, but what the Lord did for him through this, and the fact that he even got the kidney, you know, because it was supposed to go to someone else, and when they told Brother Dean, you know, that they don't, of course, don't tell you the gender or anything. They're very vague of what they tell you. And Dean said, well, give it to the other person. It's okay. Just give it to them. So they told him when it came, they said, when you're the second person, most always, they'll tell you, you can go home now, and you don't get the transplant. So, of course, they were all prepared for that. And about 11:30 or 11:45 Sunday night, the nurse came in, and they said, she looked at him with her little glasses over on her nose and said, Mr. Harris. And Dean said, yes. And Sherry said, well, we're going home, you know, in her mind. And she said, you have a kidney. And that is a miracle of the Lord. Your match is so much better than the other person's that were going to give it to you. And then the surgery was a little over 4 hours, and it was so, we just all were rejoicing all the time because we knew he was going to be fine, everything would be good.
That's it.
And he was. And the doctor said he'll only have a not too big of an incision. And he did. Everything went just as the doctor had said that it would. And he was in recovery, I think about 4 hours or so too. I was a little concerned about that, but that's common for major surgery as he had. And then for everything. And then when he got into his room, well, the doctor then, when he came out and talked to us, he said, surgery went well. He lost very little blood. Everything went well. And he said, now the kidney will probably not wake up until tomorrow afternoon, meaning it will not start functioning until tomorrow afternoon. And we said, okay, you know. When they got Brother Dean to his room, that kidney was functioning. You see, that is a wonderful, wonderful miracle. And I have just rejoiced all week. I have just rejoiced. I felt completely physically drained of me, and I just rejoiced all week about it. And when I came home Monday, I'm not sure if it's when I came, I think it's when I came home Monday. Anyway, I talked to our daughter Paula a few times, of course, once she wanted to know about surgery. And I said to her, oh, I'm sorry, incidentally, how is your eye? And she said, well, it's well, Mom. It's fine. It's well. That's just another miracle he did today. That's just another miracle, and I thank you for your prayers. But I wanted to tell you about Brother Dean. And so Sister Sherry said when she went in Tuesday morning, we all kind of told her, you know, she'd been up so much as go home and get a good night's rest because she had stayed with him, and she did. So she said when she went in Tuesday morning, they had a pump, you know, for him to release pain medication. And she said to him, to the nurse, where's this pump? And she said, he never used it, so we took it out. And she said, the nurse said, we couldn't believe it, so we come in and say, you know, well, how's your pain level? And he said, I don't have any. And he never has had a pain pill since the surgery. You know who did that? You know who did that? That was Jesus. And Brother Dean, you forgive me for sharing part of your testimony because you can tell it again much better than I when you get here. But I just wanted to share with you all because I know I can speak for me. I was in such prayer, and I believe you all were also. And I wanted you to know what the Lord did for him. Amen.